To get started, I have whisked my dry ingredients. I've got some flour, cornstarch, salt, and baking powder. Then I'm gonna get working on the wet ingredients. I have sugar in my bowl, and into that, I'm gonna crack 4 eggs. I'm just gonna give these a little bit of a whisk. I'm so glad we got new chicks this past spring because they're the only ones laying right now. So I had eggs for holiday baking, and now I've got all sorts of eggs to use through the winter. So that looks good. I'm gonna add in a little bit of vanilla bean paste. You can use vanilla extract, same thing. Now I'm going to add the juice and zest from 1 lemon. This is gonna give the fritters such a nice, bright flavor. And I'll just whisk all this together. Then I'm just gonna slowly whisk in the dry ingredients till I have a nice batter. So the last ingredient I'm going to add is some ricotta cheese. I have it draining in a bowl on paper towels to try to get out a little bit of the extra moisture. And I'll just stir this in until everything is nice and combined and not lumpy anymore. I'm just gonna whisk it a little bit to get those last few lumps out. Now that my batter's combined, I'm going to drop the fritters into the oil. It is up to about 370 degrees, 375 degrees. I like to use a small ice cream scoop for this because it makes nice fritters that are all the same size. I'm gonna do this in batches because I don't want to crowd them. So I'm just gonna do 5 or 6 at a time, flip them over a couple times. They don't take very long to cook, maybe just 2 or 3 minutes. You just wanna make sure that they are nice and golden brown. Then I'm going to drain them on paper towels on a wire rack. These fritters look great and they smell even better. So now I'm going to roll each one in some lemon sugar. I just took granulated sugar and put it in my coffee grinder with some lemon zest, pulsed it until it made this nice lemon sugar. Next, I'm going to make some lemon curd that we can use as a dipping sauce for the fritters. They're gonna be so good. Curd can be made out of any type of citrus. You can use lemons, limes, oranges, even pink grapefruit. It's sort of like a custardy pudding kind of thing. It's great on toast or English muffins. You can use it as a filling for donuts or tarts. It's gonna be a great dipping sauce for our lemon fritters. The curd needs to be cooked in a double boiler. It needs to cook away from the heat at a low heat so you don't curdle your eggs. So I have a pot of water with a bowl on top of it, kind of a makeshift double boiler, and I've already got my sugar in the bowl. So now I'm going to crack some eggs into the sugar and whisk them in. These beautiful eggs are from our French copper marrons. They are a breed from France, obviously, and they lay eggs that are almost chocolate brown in color. They're supposedly French chefs only like to cook with the marron's eggs. They think that they're superior, but really an egg taste and nutritional value is going to depend on how fresh the egg is and what your chickens eat for a diet. Happy chickens out eating bugs and weeds are going to lay the most delicious eggs with the brightest orange yolks. So I've got 3 lemons here, and that's gonna give the curd a really nice flavor. You're gonna want about a half a cup of juice total from whatever citrus fruit you're using. Blood oranges make a really nice curd, so you can kind of play around with different types of citrus. You want your curd to get up to about 180 or 190 degrees. You can do a spoon test also, which I'll show you in a little bit once it does get up to temperature. But this way I can just kind of eyeball it and see if it's getting close to being done. So now I'm gonna add my butter. I've got a stick of cold butter that I cut into cubes, and I'm just gonna add that a little bit at a time and whisk to make sure that it's melted in between each addition. We are just about at 180 degrees right now, and it's starting to come together, looking like pudding. The whisk leaves trails, and if I take my spoon, you can see that it coats the spoon really nicely. My finger leaves a path. So good, so easy, as you can see. I'm just gonna ladle some into my bowl and then serve it with the fritters.